some old TV show if you're old enough.
Name that composer.
Henry Mancini.
emails and my checks to these guys, it's Bobby Bob Robert. Because there's some people up there that still call me Bobby, which I thought stopped when my grandmother died, but no. John still calls me Bobby. Marty been calling me Bob forever. And then I figured the best way to make more money as a consultant was to be a Robert. So I spent 40 years in Maryland as Robert because the company had 3 other Bobs. And I didn't want to get in that battle, so I chose Robert. So since getting back to Midwest and Hannibal, it's just Bobby Bob Robert, which sounds like some assassin guy from Georgia or something.
Or a NASCAR driver.
So the reason I was pointing like, Billy, what do you think? Billy, what do you think? Marty goes, good. It's good? Yeah. Billy's my local jazz mentor here in town, and there's musicians in Hannibal, but I had to go way out of town to find these guys. There's a study that goes on that says in the general population, less than 5% of the population shows any appreciation for jazz. Less than 5%. So you guys are in the exception, the top 5%ers. So when 2 years in 23, Wendy and I put this conference together on native plants because my mentor was going to be 90 years old, and I loved him, and I wanted to do something in his honor while I had a chance. And so I thought, if Henry will say yes to this 1-hour seminar, I'll book him. So I called him first, and of course he said, well, yeah, if I'm still alive. When is it? And I said, well, it's not until June. Well, I'll do my best. So when I found out it costs the same to rent a hall for a day as it does 2 hours, I'm just thinking, well, duh, we're just going to fill a day worth of programs. So we had a whole day of seminars, and I thought, well, there's a really cool movie about native plants, so let's do a movie. So we did a movie Friday night here, and it was packed. We did the seminar at the old train station, the depot, and he said, 100 people. I got 100 chairs. The back ones only take 100 people. 100 people. And we had 110, but we didn't tell him. And sure enough, about 10 o'clock, the bathrooms quit working. But he had a guy on call, and he was there, and he fixed it.
Mississippi River's pretty close.
And then the next day, we did a tour all around this area, thanks to our native plant people in Master Naturalists. Christy and Gail and other people put this wonderful tour together. So that was a whole winter's worth of prep work for me, because like, what am I going to do all winter? So it's like, let's put a conference together. As soon as it was up and finished, Bob, the big leader from Master Naturalists, goes, so what's the dates for next year? And I go, no, don't think so. Oh, you got to do this again. And I just thought that was all the work. And I said, maybe Hannibal just, could size every other year. Besides, I think I'll start a band. And then, it's like, what? He said, I think I'll start a band instead of doing this conference. Well, what's that got to do with anything? I go, it fills up a winter. What else am I going to do? So in November, I went to visit my daughter in Denver, and it's like, I think I'll go to a music store. And got in the music store and get talking to salespeople. And what do you play? And I go, well, I used to play bass in 1974. And it's like, well, that was a long time ago. And I go, yeah, I know. But I'm going to start a band. But I don't have a guitar. Well, I think you need to get one. And it's like, well, maybe I'll do this, maybe I won't. So that night in the hotel, I got online and ordered a bass guitar. And thought, if I Last guitar I ever owned was a 72 jazz bass. And I thought, if I'm going to pick up where I left off, I have to have a 72 jazz bass because it'll feel comfortable after 50 years. And I found one and I ordered it and then sat in the hotel room going, oh crap, what did I do? Luckily the next day the guy emails me back and said, I changed my mind, I can't get rid of this guitar. I'll send your money back on your credit card. So I'm like, oh good, I'm off the hook. No big money, no band, no winter project. And then I think it was in January sometime, we went with Bill Dees and up to Macomb, I think, and then Galesburg. What are we going to do? Well, let's go downtown. So we went downtown Galesburg. A music store was open. So I walked in the music store, and the guy goes, help you? Like great salesmanship. Help you? And I go, yeah, I need a 1972 jazz bass. Dave, this guy wants to buy your bass. And from the back of the room, this voice goes, not for sale. And I go, tell Dave to come up here. So Dave comes, he owns the store. I want to buy your bass. It's not for sale. Okay, if it was, how much would it cost? It's going to be $5,000. Okay. Okay, what? Okay, 5,000. Shit. I said, I'll be back Sunday. We ain't open Sunday. For $5,000, you'll be open Sunday. Shit. So Dave was open Sunday. I went up, bought the bass, and it's like, now I have a guitar. I need a band. And I looked, I put up Help Wanted, I went to Quincy, I went to the orchestra, and put out flyers, and it's like, nobody pays for rehearsals. I pay for rehearsals. I want to get this done. Nothing. Nobody. For like 3 months. Then, talking to Marty, it's like, Marty, I spent a fortune on this guitar, and nobody will play with me. And Marty says, I know, folks. So in April, it's like, hi, I'm Bobby Bob Robert. You're the mean guy. And Marty introduced me to these guys. And they're all in Springfield and Decatur. I told you I couldn't find anybody in Hamilton. So I drive to Springfield and they meet at Hank's Playhouse. And we started practicing in April.
Am I meeting now?
No, you're not. You're a nice guy. We started practicing once a month in April. And then as it got closer, it's like maybe every 2 weeks. And then the last month is like maybe every week. It's been a long time. So we've had 10 rehearsals. And I love these guys. Never met them before, but they put up with me since April. And when I first started, they go, well, what happens then? I go, I just want to play once. I'm doing this for one more time. I don't know. I'm going to be a gardener next week. We're just doing this for one time, and then we'll figure it out. I'm not sure.
Bob spoiled us with paid rehearsals.
Best musical boss I have ever in 50 years.
I'm not low enough to not pay for people that have talent. I just find it ridiculous. I don't know if you saw a slide up there. There's one that shows this hatchback, and it says, a musician, someone that spends $5,000 on equipment to put it in a $500 car to drive 100 miles for 50 bucks. That's musicians. But I just like, this is, I don't know, if I had a bucket, I would have written it on the bucket, like, I want to play one more time. So I said, one set. We're not doing 3 hours because then you'll want to play at a bar, and you'll want to play at a wedding, and I'm doing one set, and that's it. So this is the set. And I appreciate you guys coming, and that's why we're here. We can't play Miles. We can just appreciate Miles and say, you know what? We're not going to play it where people, that didn't sound like Miles. And it's like, no way in hell. So we just made up a version of our own and said it's close enough. Miles, hope you appreciate the effort. this song of some chick, and it's not about a girl. There's a piano player, Chick Corea, and he said, you know, Marty, those chords kind of chicky. And it's like, okay, some chick. It's like, yeah, some chick. Thank you for writing. Glad to play. Thanks for coming.
Tell your friend.
They will be here next week. No, we won't.
How feel?
Yeah, this is my one and only. We have one more tune. Dawn, where's Dawn? She get here? Yay! But did the other guys come too?
What'd you say?
Did the other musicians come too, or just
Oh,
you?
yeah, no.
Oh, okay, good, good, good.
They're all back there.
Got their tomatoes handy?
Wendy is such a sweetheart. And I have lots of bands I really like, and nobody else likes the kind of music. Not like this, you know, it's like, there's another whole realm of music, Mahavishnu Orchestra, and Return to Forever, and Weather Report, but you can't play it in front of public unless you're just off the wall with that kind of music. But I like to listen to it, and I'm always telling Wendy, listen to this. It's like, what band is that? Oh, listen to this. Listen to what band is that? So we got this thing in our house when I'm playing Dawn's stuff. She goes, what band's that? I go, it's my girlfriend's band. And Wendy knows who I'm talking about, because if I mention the name, it's like, oh, okay. But as soon as I say, it's my girlfriend's band, then she understands. That I tell people since we moved to Hannibal, I've heard 2 really, really good bands in 7 years. The first time was when Dawn played here, and then the second time was when Dawn played here. So I've had 2 amazing bands in Hannibal, and I tell people they're my favorite local band, and they're in St. Louis. And they go, well, that's not very local. I go, yeah, but that's how far I have to go to find a favorite local band. So when we put this together, it's like, I wonder if Dawn would come all the way to Hannibal again, and that way I can say I've heard 3 really good bands in Hannibal. So we have one more to do, and then we're going to take a break so the wine bar's open. There's a bunch of t-shirts. I ordered t-shirts, pens, and coffee cups, and hats before we had a drummer. Because I knew this was going to happen, and I'm just a marketing guy, so it's like, well, I bought a bass. I got a free amplifier from a client that owed me money, so I said, just send me an amplifier. I don't have one. So I had that, and then I thought, but I don't have a drummer, but can I order hats? So in the back room there where the booze is, there's a bunch of t-shirts, and it says Tunes One Stop World Tour. So this is our One Stop World Tour leg of the One Stop World Tour. And there's t-shirts that say that, and they're like $5, and all the money goes to the theater. It's Waterway. Wendy and I love this place, and when we said, Joe, can we put this thing together here? He said, ask Jamie. So I asked Jamie, and she said, yeah, you can do that. So we're going to donate some money to make sure we could use this place. Well, they needed t-shirts. There'll never be another one. And for $5, you can support the theater.
And Bob finally got Brad through Amazon.
So one more, and this is a version of my favorite guy. I go to bed every night reading books on Miles, and when they did this one, this was when he got in trouble because the jazz people said he was selling out, but it's such a beautiful song that he did. It's like, I don't care, we're going to try it anyway. Too much. Now you know why they're on my payroll. I just listen and go, oh my God, I'm so lucky.